Alright, so it's that time of the year again, and today we're gonna cover the latest developments surrounding Dragon's Dogma 2 and the anticipation building up to this year's Summer Game Fest. Now, since SGF is the biggest gaming event until Tokyo Game Show in September, I hope you at least get a teaser this time so that we can finally release the Dogma community from Copium Prison. And leading up to next week's event, the community's call for a DLC has grown louder, and the recent campaign #MailCapcom has emerged, urging Capcom to expand the game's universe with additional content, with physical letters this time. Reports suggest that dozens of letters already have been sent to Capcom's offices in Osaka, San Francisco, London, and Kowloon in China. While some fans express frustration over the futility of such campaigns, others remain hopeful, drawing parallels to past campaigns that led to significant game expansions. While the likelihood of a Dragon's Dogma 2 DLC announcement at Summer Game Fest appears low. Despite Capcom's participation in the event, we really have no clue what they're doing with the Dragon's Dogma franchise right now. They could be cooking up a grand DLC for the game, or it's already been decided that Dragon's Dogma won't get any further content. For the community, this has been a Schrödinger's thought exercise for a long time, and the game could be dead or alive, until we get some concrete evidence supporting one or the other. In my opinion, however, there is no doubt we're getting more content for Dragon's Dogma 2, and I'll share my theory later in the video. But first, let's take a closer look at what other news we could be getting at Summer Game Fest and Capcom's showcase this year. We already know Monster Hunter will get another title update during summer. This update will add a new monster, a new seasonal event, and a new wave of event quests in the game. But since their first title update was released just a week ago, I personally think it's way too early to reveal any more info regarding the next update during the Game Fest. I would expect that reveal to come much closer to the rollout date instead of now. So while they of course could showcase some of their old trailers etc. for the game, I don't think we'll get any news regarding Monster Hunter next week. Of course, we know Resident Evil is important for Capcom, and with Resi 9 being heavily rumored at this point, it is expected we get some kind of news or trailers regarding the next installment during the Game Fest. We also know Onimusha is set for release in 2026, and another trailer during the next week's event is to be expected. Then we saw that Kunitsugami got a new game mode announcement to coincide with their Switch 2 release, and with a small chance for a new season for Street Fighter 6, Capcom doesn't really have any other big reveals to fill up their 40-minute showcase during this year's Summer Game Fest. And that's when Dragon's Dogma comes into play. We are now 15 months after release, and taking into account that the first game got the Dark Arisen expansion 11 months after release, the timing of this event would line up perfectly for an announcement next week and release date for the DLC around September, just in time for the Tokyo Game Show. When it comes to the timing and the empty space Capcom have in their lineup this summer, a Dragon's Dogma 2 expansion makes sense in many ways, but there is even more evidence that makes the case for a DLC even stronger in my opinion. The lack of a hard mode is something the community have been very vocal about ever since release, and the lack of it makes the New Game Plus cycle completely ruined. And it's something to be expected since the first game got a free DLC pack that included a hard mode as well as a speedrun mode that we could download only 6 months after release. Now, since we're 15 months out and Capcom still haven't communicated that this will be part of the game yet, it would make sense to release this game mode together with an expansion instead. I personally think a lot was planned for Dragon's Dogma 2 at the beginning of this year, but it's very understandable that Monster Hunter got those resources instead. And, of course, they wanted to get that game out before the end of their fiscal year. Now that they got Wilds out of the way, I think they're already hard at work with the DLC for Dragon's Dogma 2, and probably have been, alongside the development of Wilds. You see, one thing I think people are forgetting is that all the people working on the game, especially the directors and lead game designers, need to have something to work on at all times. And since Monster Hunter Wilds already have Yuya Tsukada as director and Yugo Togawa as lead game designer, it makes no sense that Kento Kinoshita would work on Wilds as well. We have to remember that Kinoshita was not only the lead game designer for the first game, but also the director for Dragon's Dogma Online and Dark Arisen. Of course, with the massive success of that expansion, it's safe to say that Kento Kinoshita is far better equipped to deliver a grand DLC for Dragon's Dogma 2 than Itsuno could ever be. For that reason, I'm not really worried he left the company to work on new projects. As long as Kinoshita is still there to take on the role of director again, he has emerged as a key figure in the ongoing development of the series, and his extensive experience and leadership in the Dragon's Dogma projects position him well to continue shaping the franchise's future. While there has been no official confirmation regarding his involvement in a potential expansion for Dragon's Dogma 2, his past roles suggest that he may play a significant part in any future expansions. Given his deep understanding of the series and its community, I remain hopeful that Kinoshita will continue to lead and innovate within the Dragon's Dogma universe.